Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to Flying Duracell Zone Act 1.
Or
Yeah, I'm
Flying
gonna be
Battery
honest, whenever
Junior High.
What?
I'm gonna be honest though, whenever I think of this stage, I always thought Duracell batteries, but now because of Ramon, I'm gonna think of Flying Rhino Junior High.
Yes.
So it does have one of my favorite tracks in the game, though.
Yeah. The
Flying Battery
music
is
is
definitely up
superb here.
Like I don't think any stage in like Sonic 3 and Knuckles as a whole really has bad music.
Oh, trust me, the entire soundtrack is great. It's just I have my top 5.
Like definitely the Sonic 3 and Knuckles soundtrack is at least in my top 3 of Sonic soundtracks. In fact, what would you guys say are your top 3 Sonic soundtracks? Because mine personally would be Sonic CD, 3 and Knuckles, and probably Heroes, to be honest.
For me, it would probably be Sonic 3, Sonic 2, and then I don't even know what I have for my third. Like it's probably like a tie between Adventure and CD.
For me, it would be Sonic 3, then Sonic CD, then Sonic Colors.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really get into much of Sonic Colors soundtrack as I thought I would.
I forgot about Colors. Alright, yeah, then replace, it'd be number 4 for me then.
I mean, I like Colors soundtrack, don't get me wrong, but like, the most ones that I find memorable are usually just Planet Wisp, Starlight Carnival, and Aquarium Park.
Oh, I like the soundtrack as a whole.
Yeah.
Like maybe I gotta listen to a few more songs. Like I said, I like what I listen to, but I don't find them as memorable as I do some of the other Sonic soundtracks. But like Aquarium Park is like without a doubt my favorite. All of Aquarium Park's acts are by far my favorite tracks in the game.
Alright, well, what would you say is the worst? Shadow the Hedgehog for me. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Wait, the worst, like the worst Sonic soundtrack overall?
Yeah. For me, it's Shadow.
Okay, are we only counting mainline titles, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's actually a really tough question now that I think about it.
For me, it's like undoubtedly Shadow.
It's Shadow the Hedgehog for me. I mean, there are a few tracks I like in Shadow the Hedgehog. As much as a lot of people hate, try to hate the entire game, but there are a few tracks that I like.
Because the game sucks.
Well, it sucks, and yes, the music's not all the songs are not that memorable, but there are a few that I do like. But as a whole, it's not a very great soundtrack.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna either have to say it's between. Yeah, it's either between Sonic and the Black Knight or Shadow the Hedgehog for me.
I think
Sonic
the
and Black
Black
Knight
Knight had
charms.
more like good songs.
Sonic and the Black Knight definitely has more better songs than Shadow the Hedgehog, but I don't remember any song from that game.
I remember.
Besides Night of the Wind, I don't remember anything from that game.
Admittedly, I only remember like 3. So.
Yeah, same. But like for what I remember of that game, I do remember liking the music a bit.
Maybe I just gotta listen to it again, but like as far I really can't doing it. I can't really remember anything.
So yeah, it's like so this is where you can get another special zone.
Is this gonna be the last one?
This
is the last one.
Hopefully, it's the last one.
Hopefully, it's the last one.
Time to break the game, I guess.
I'm still pretty upset about this one fighting special stage.
But to be honest, I can never memorize any of the Flying Battery Zone's special ring locations.
Oh, don't get me wrong. This is probably the one and only special ring I can remember, because it's mostly because I don't really go out of my way to look for them in that zone. The ones I remember the most is Mushroom Hill Zone, Sandopolis, and Lava Reef.
What I always do is I always just use a guide when I'm trying to find like the special rings or whatever, and just do that for the first zone.
Like I can memorize for Sonic 3, I can memorize Mushroom Hill, and a few more of the other ones, but like for the most part, I'm more familiar with the Sonic 3 ring placements than I am with Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, I can pretty much I know Sonic 3 is the back of my head because of the amount of time I spent with it. So when it comes to finding rings, I have no problem. Usually I can find the all the Chaos Emeralds as early as Hydro City and maybe Angel Island if I try. If I decide to go out of my way, but I guess I'm kind of routine that way.
Well, you finally got them all.
Yes.
All those great emeralds.
Time to break the game.
Are you at least gonna show it off in this part?
Maybe this part. I honestly can't remember.
Well, you have more than enough rings.
Yeah, I usually try to avoid it just for the sake of I don't know.
Not breaking the game.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
breaking
game
the
balance.
Also, I already missed my chance to break the game with that mini boss glitch. So now I remember why I didn't bother showing off because I couldn't do it.
No, but that's not really breaking the game. That's that's actual literal breaking the game. But this is more breaking the game balance.
The first time was completely unintentional. I was just being cocky at the fact that I can completely wreck that boss before battle begins.
So who here as a kid didn't know how to beat this boss?
No, I figured it out immediately.
I figured it out pretty quickly.
I actually spent a while before I beat this boss. Like
to be fair, I actually figured mine out by complete accident because I kind of just stood there and like, okay, now how am I supposed to damage him? And then I saw that he hit himself. I'm like, oh.
In the process, also hitting you.
I think at that point I didn't really care.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I'm trying to get the shield to reappear here, but Tails, thank you. Fuck. I was nervous.
Can he hit it? Can he hit it as well?
Yes, he can.
you should just go.
Can he?
You should go hypersonic just for the ending over here.
I can't. It disables after you beat the boss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because then otherwise, like the moment your rings drain, you just immediately go back to a regular Sonic anyway.
Yeah, I think there's a glitch with that. If it hits 0, right when the right when it tallies your score, it actually can kill you.
But the
Really?
chances of that are like so low that.
It's really low.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like I bet they didn't even bother programming any fix for that, because like what are the odds of that ever happening?
I've never had it happen to me since I've ever played this game, so chances are it's almost astronomically low.
Yeah, well, glitches are usually things that happen unintentionally in any game, so.
Unless Sega just wanted to be a dick.
or like they just hired some student interns for the programming job. Like they did with
It's
Sonic
happened
06.
before.
Did they actually do
I
that
don't
for
even
Sonic
know.
06?
I'm speculating over here.
Well,
Oh.
last time I checked, they covered up by saying we just rushed the game. That's not exactly
Well,
justifying
to
yourself.
be fair, I probably believe that just because I honestly think if that game had more development time put into it, it could have been a lot better.
And also, they were planning to porting Sonic 06 to the Wii, but they decided to.
They said they realized that we can't run that.
Yeah.
Was it that, or is it just that they decided to have a completely different concept? They had a completely different.
Probably a mix of.
Oh,
Probably a mix of.
no,
both.
actually, the reason was because they wanted to take advantage of the motion controls. They decided to just give it its own game entirely.
And honestly,
You know,
speaking,
now I'm honestly curious. I'm honestly curious. What would the Wii version of Sonic? What did the Wii version of Sonic 06 look like if it got into development stages? I'm actually really curious to see that.
With all things considered, it was probably an afterthought.
Yeah, and
So-
the weird thing is that Sonic 06 isn't very good graphically. I could actually see the Wii being able to run that game. Mostly.
I'll disagree and say that the game doesn't look good because for the time it definitely looked good. I would say at least that for the time I think the game.
It's the art style that clashes, not so much the graphics.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's more so-
like, it looks lifeless to me. That's one of the problems with the
Well,
lighting.
I think that's kind of partly due to the art style too.
Yeah, it's
like everything just looks so. Like the Sonic characters look fine, but like everything around them just looks so sterile.
Yeah, the environments look lifeless. Like it's a bad word to describe it with, but it fits because the lighting just looks so bland.
It's literally like taking a model of Kirby, like a 3D model of Kirby, and dropping him in the real world. That's what it looks like. It just looks out of place.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I think if they made the world around it more cartoonish, similar to the adventure games, it would have looked a lot better.
Or even Unleashed.
Well, the
Or
thing
even
is, though,
Unleashed, yeah.
they attempted realism with the Adventure series. It's just that since it was a downgraded graphics to begin with, it didn't look as glaring.
Yeah, but that's my point. They should have done something like that. Just make it more cartoonish. Because
Yeah.
at least that way it would have meshed better with Sonic.
But I guess Sega
Well,
aren't the
hindsight
best
is
at
2020.
this.
Well, hindsight is 2020, so.
Yeah.
And here we have one of the stupidest inventions by Eggman ever.
Laser wall.
That points to his own floor and blows it up.
Now here's the thing. He tried this in Sonic 2, and it didn't work out for him. So what he did was he reinforced the armor and made the laser stronger.
And that does what?
It really does nothing. I mean, his idea of trapping Sonic in one area is a good idea. He probably should have stuck with it since.
You know, if he didn't have the laser here, he would have been perfectly fine.
He really wants to kill Sonic once and for all.
Nah, but there are better ways to kill a speedster than this.
What am I going to do? Eggman, you idiot! You could have just trapped me here and made me suffocate from lack of oxygen.
Or starvation.
Or starvation. Either way, I would have lost. But no! You just had to try to put salt in the wound. And you end up putting salt on yourself. You like some pepper with that?
I've never heard that say, Jerome.
Yeah,
you ended up trying to put salt in my. You ended up trying to put salt in my wounds, and you ended up putting salt on yourself.
Yeah, I know.
You have really shit. You must have really shit aim.
Hi, Tails. Hi,
Now
Tails.
he's back.
I had nothing else better to do. I outran the Crusher segment.
So how is this?
So why is this thing still raising?
Yeah, why is this just flying?
Not sure. Yep.
Now I always seem to have the worst of luck when it comes to this boss because he never wants to raise himself up. He just keeps firing at me.
What you're supposed to do, you're supposed
Jesus, man.
honestly, what you're supposed to do, you're actually supposed to jump in and out of his center, and then he'll actually do it.
But even sometimes when I do that, it doesn't work.
It's really RNG, isn't it?
Fuck.
Oh well.
no ring bonus for you.
Who cares? No one cares about score.
I got a save file. What does it matter? And those poor animals fell to their deaths. I mean, the birds will be fine. They can fly, but those poor squirrels.
And now this is where Ice Cap's supposed to take place.
Yeah, he's supposed to use that door thing as a snowboard.
As a makeshift snowboard.